What is good YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here once again with another new look rebuild as we find ourselves back in the NFC East again as well, and we're doing my personal favorite team today, that being the Washington Commanders. Now I think it goes without saying that the Commanders are in a great place right now. For so long, obviously it was nothing but poverty, a joke. It's been just so long since this team has tasted any success remotely, and it feels sustainable as well, because obviously they haven't had a quarterback in years. They were always bad every year, basically. They're the laughing stock. That has all changed, and now they're in a really good spot. So let's go ahead, jump in, and do this new look Washington Commanders rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated as we find ourselves on the road to 10,000 subs right now. So if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be awesome. But let's go ahead and talk about what the Commanders did this offseason. So, of course, they made some big swings. So they traded for Laramie Tunsil, traded quite a bit of draft equity to make it happen, but they're trying to protect their most valuable asset in Jaden Daniels. So Jaden Daniels, of course, is the quarterback, had a great rookie year last year, got him to the NFC Championship. Of course, did fall to Philadelphia because Philadelphia is just a better team right now, and they probably still are at this point, but we'll have to see how this season goes. Jaden, Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, Deebo Samuel. You have Josh Carnley, who they drafted in round 1 to protect them on the right side. So your O-line, to me, is looking really good if you're Washington. This is the kind of O-line you want to protect your quarterback. Cosme may not be healthy right away. He may be healthy right away. We'll see. Deebo Samuel, Terry it's kind of weird that Terry Superstar Dev and Deebo Superstar X Factor. That's how the roster loaded up. So that's a little weird to me. But sure, I thought Terry was always an X factor, but maybe he's not. Defensively, we have Quan Martin, Hampton, Bobby Wagner. Our strong safety position isn't the best spot either because they lost Jeremy Chin. They signed Will Harris to replace that. You have Jonathan Jones, and of course, their round 2 pick ended up being Trey Amos. So we're going to put Trey Amos at corner 2 right away. And then you have Armstrong, Jasir Newton. So yeah, there definitely is a little bit of a pass rush problem too right now. So there's still a lot to figure out when it comes to this team. But obviously with Jaden Daniels leading the way, hopefully we're still able to be back in the playoffs. Slot wide receivers, Noah Brown. Slot corners, Mike Simmons still. So that's looking good. So Mike Simmons still will be back in his natural spot with Trey Amos. Eckler still the third down running back. And of course, they did draft Ja'Cory Merritt in round 7. But unfortunately, this roster only goes to round 5. So, and then there's Jalen Lane down here too, who's only a 67 overall. But he could, in theory, be our returner if we wanted him to. So, honestly, I low-key might put him there. I guess this is where it would be. Special teams. So, kick returner is, in fact, Jalen Lane, which is what we wanted. So, let's go ahead, simulate this season, and let's see if we make the playoffs after we just made it to the NFC Championship, according to Madden. I've seen the Commanders do really bad in the simulation. I've also seen them do really good. So, who knows where we're going to get. And just like that, that is the poison we got as we go 4-13. So yeah, obviously, if you go from the NFC Championship to 4-13 and things mainly stay the same, but you feel like you got a little bit better, then that is not the results you'd want to see whatsoever. So that, of course, goes without saying that that was a very disappointing season. We obviously need to address pass rush. There is a chance that the Commanders sign a veteran sometime in this offseason. Clowney just got released. There's still Von Miller and Zadarius Smith. Don't get me wrong, none of those names are like super sexy or exciting, but Washington needs something there because they just don't have anything there really right now. That was the one position they weren't really able to address this offseason. So Deebo Samuel is a free agent, but I guess we should look at the stats really quickly to kind of see how things went. So let's see, offensively, we're 29th in the NFL, and Jaden was not good. So this playbook probably sucks, so we're going to have to change that right away because I will say right now, if Jaden goes from what he did to this, I would be very devastated. 5 touchdowns, 800 yards. You have 800 from Deebo, only 600 for Terry. This is just absolutely abysmal, atrocious, and this to me isn't realistic at all. So really hated that first simulation. It especially hurts when this is my favorite team, obviously. But let's get to work. So we got, like I said, $58 million to work with. We got Deebo, Noah Brown, Jonathan Jones, Cleveland Farrell, KJ Osborne. Okay, so I'm going to obviously try to resign Deebo Samuel because I would like to keep Deebo as our wide receiver too, with him being X Factor. He says new team. I'm not going to franchise tag him, so no thank you. Noah Brown, I'd like to keep as well because he's a solid third wide receiver. Obviously, I don't really want to be on wide receiver too. Jonathan Jones is very interested in sticking around, so I would like him just for depth, and that's fine. Okay, so that still gives about $44 million to work with to address other things. So let's go take a look to see what we can do to address other things. So we might have to get aggressive and make trades. We also have to keep in mind that Washington, I believe, doesn't have, it's like a second and a fourth or a second and a fifth in this upcoming draft because of the Laramie Tunsil trade. I know it's at least a second, but I can't remember if it was a fourth or a fifth was the other pick. So offensive line is going to stay intact. I think Ben Sanat's going to have to be our tight end this year. Obviously, Zach Ertz is probably retired now. We do need a better running back still to this point, unless Ja'Cory Merritt just takes off in real life, but obviously we don't have him in this rebuild. Defensively, we need a safety. We need pass rush. There's a multitude of things we definitely need. So let's go ahead and first and foremost, and Bobby Wagner retired too. We need to trade away. We need to trade away, or not trade away, but we need to trade our pick. Yeah, we need to trade away our picks because that'll kind of give me more of a gauge on what I have, and then we can kind of figure out the rest. But let me send these picks to Houston because obviously, wow, we have the number 1 overall pick. That's actually crazy. So we get the number one overall pick, but I gotta send this pick, and I think, well, I guess we only have a 5th to offer. Maybe I swore it was a 4th, but I don't remember. Let's just say it's a 4th or 5th, very close, similar. So I'm gonna send this to Houston, and I'll show you what we're doing next after that. We're making 4 offers in free agency, and Bobby Wagner, I guess, hasn't retired yet. We're going for Justin Simmons, Rondale Moore, Tyrell Dodson, and then Bobby Wagner, who may not come back, but I guess I can give him a little bit more money for 2 years. So we'll be up there now. So yeah, Dodson, Rondale Moore, Simmons, and Bobby Wagner will sign all of these guys. It's nothing too crazy, obviously, but we are very happy to have these guys nonetheless. And then, so with the number 1 overall pick, we really have to consider maybe a trade down option because we still need a pass rusher. I still feel like we need another wide receiver. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough to kind of determine what we do. But Deebo Samuel had no interest in returning to us, which is possible that Deebo's only here for a year. That's definitely possible. I'd like him to be here longer than that, assuming he plays well. But, yeah, unfortunately, Moore is our wide receiver addition for right now. And then defensively, we still need, well, Justin Simmons is going to move over to strong safety, or we can move Quan Martin there either way. We still need a linebacker. We still need a pass rusher. Corner is deep enough that I'm cool with that. But let's move Quan Martin to strong safety. And we got to jump in and draft with 1 or trade down because, I mean, we're going to have to just kind of see what talent is available because if we go into this draft, we're going to be able to address 2 positions. That's it if we stick with what we have. So I think wide receiver and pass rush is the positions I would look at. That's probably the 2 main ones. We just signed Dodson, I guess, to play right outside for us. So yeah, pass rusher and wide receiver is probably where I'd go in this draft if I just stick with having 2 picks. That's it, because obviously we don't have a second. We only have a 1st and a 3rd here. So tough scenes, but we are going to deal with it. So defensively, Dodson's going to have to play that outside with us. And yeah, so Dodson, Martin, Justin Simmons, which is a really big addition right now. We really need it. And then let's jump in and draft. So let's jump in and go to the draft with only $4 million in cap space. We go pass rush, I think, round 1. I think Ruben Bain is available. So probably go with him if I had to guess. And then we'll see what else. Maybe there's a wider... this isn't the... Yeah, no, I think this is next year where you have like the Jeremiah Smiths of the world, and which would be awesome, obviously. But with picking him 1 overall after the season we just had, we definitely need to make sure we take full advantage. So there's TJ Parker as well, or Kendrick Folk out of Auburn. There's Ruben Bain and Caleb Downs. So obviously a lot of good picks here, but I know TJ Parker is an absolute stud. A block shedding, B finesse moves, A tackle. Speed is great. So he almost fit exactly what we kind of need right now. Power rusher. We need a pass rusher really bad. What about Kendrick Folk? What's he looking at? A block shedding, A power moves, A tackle. Speed is good. Okay. So I want TJ Parker or Kendrick Folk. I guess I'm going to go to TJ Parker round 1. We'll take him, and then we'll take our wide receiver in round 3 to hope we get a good wide receiver there. So number 2 in true value, drafting number 1. Obviously, we need a pass rusher in the worst way possible. Parker addressed that, and hopefully he can make an immediate impact immediately because, dude, do we need it really badly on the defense side of the football. So Nussmeier goes to the Rams. We don't have a second, and we get to pick here in round 3. So in round 3, we get to select, let's see, you have Sluka, you have Dane Key out of Nebraska. So I do really want to squeeze a weapon in here for Jaden Daniels. So let's see what we like. There's Dane Key, Jordan Tyson, Noah Thomas, Singleton. Okay, I noticed some of these guys. So let's go Oklahoma, Deion Burks. We got speed is great. I'm going to see if I can find an elite speed wide receiver. I doubt it, but we're going to try anyway. Kendrick Law. Speed is elite, so I do think I might just take Kendrick Law, even though the grades don't look great. So Kendrick Law is going to be the pick here in round 3. 180 in true value. Normal dev, 97 speed. So maybe a little bit of a reach there, but at the end of the day, we needed another wide receiver here with Deebo leaving us. So Yeah, we're in a very tough spot. But the one thing I will say is we're absolutely changing the playbook this year. It is inexcusable for our offense to have been that bad with the O-line that we have. And we had Debo, Terry McLaurin. So we're going to get into year 2, and I expect things to be way better. Hopefully we can bounce back because that was horrible. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 2. We really do expect to bounce back. We're running a different playbook and a different scheme. So, again, I'm expecting this team to bounce back after last year. Last year was not good at all. So, Kendrick Law is a 6'9" overall. So, I mean, there's a possibility we stop at the deadline and trade for a wide receiver because we definitely need the help outside of Terry McLaurin. We're just in the same position all over again. Wasn't really able to address a new running back either, which sucks. Defensively, obviously, Parker steps in immediately at that spot. We need him to make an immediate impact in the worst way possible. Trey Amos is still going to be that corner 2 for me. And then Sarah Still will still be playing. Well, actually, I guess they have Jonathan Jones playing inside. I mean, we could put Trey Amos inside, I guess, even though I'd rather it be the other way around where Sarah Still's inside. But whatever. I guess if Madden... I mean, no, we're going to change it. I just have to go in and change it. So, yeah, we're going to keep it like this. We have a new playbook in order. So we'll see. If I decide to stop at the trade deadline to trade for a wide receiver, something along the lines of that, I will show you. But hopefully there's no need to, and the team is really good regardless. But we'll see. The only thing I do need to change, as I mentioned, is where we do the corners, because I want Sarah Still to still be playing inside, because that's really where he was drafted to be. So Sarah Still is going to go inside, and then cornerback depth, obviously, which I do think is already kind of fixed the way we want it to. Yeah, so we'll leave that the way it is. All right. Let's simulate year 2. Let's hope for better things this time around, because last year was abysmal. So just like that again, we went 4-13 again. Brutal scene so far in the Madden simulation. So was not expecting that, especially with a brand new playbook. I was expecting things to be a little bit better. I do know our wide receiver 2 option was still kind of bad, but I don't know, man. I thought this would be a little bit better than 4-13 so far each season. Like I said, man, I've seen the Commanders do really good in the sim, and I've seen them also do just absolutely atrocious. So we're getting the atrocious approach right now, which does suck, but it's what we have to deal with. So let's go take a look at the stats. And in year 3, we got to make sure this team makes the playoffs, man. This is just inexcusable right now. So let's look at the stats. Offensively, again, not a good offense, so maybe we change to a different playbook after this. And then defensively, we were 18. So defensively, we were a little bit better. The interceptions came down for Jaden Daniels. 6 touchdowns, 900 yards from Brian Robinson. 900 from Noah Brown. Terry McLaurin just not involved at all, man. Just absolutely... Man, I hate how this simulation is going so far. This is terrible. Parker ended up with 5 sacks his rookie season. 4 from Trey Amos, 3 from Lattimore, 1 from Wagner, 1 from Dodson, and 1 from Sarah Still. So... I think we wiped this slate clean and run 2 completely different playbooks, even on the offense. But let's go look at the re-signing stage first and foremost. So we have Terry McLaurin as a free agent who, yeah, he's a Washington Commander for life, as most of us would like to imagine. So there is the plan to keep him around, obviously. So he's probably going to decline my offer, and this is going to take pretty much all of our money right away. But if we lose him, we obviously are kind of in a bad spot. But he will stick around, thankfully. B-Rob is our starting running back, but I guess we'll have to see if there's something better we can do there. Rondo Moore was only a 1-year thing. So yeah, only $12 million to work with after this. Okay, well, rough spot. And I honestly thought the Commanders would be a little bit easier to rebuild than this, but so far it's been a struggle with 4-13. Now, I will say we have another good pick again, which is nice, and we addressed pass rush the way we wanted to. So that's good, at least. Offensive line continues to stay decent. We still need probably 2 wide receivers and make sure that one of them that we draft. And we probably have the opportunity to draft Jeremiah Smith this time or Ryan Williams. So at least we have that. Defensively, I'm actually cool with how the defense looks. I think we're going to have to rock with this the way it looks right now because there's a lot more we need to afford on the offense side of football with running back, another wide receiver. But we'll see. And then we don't have much cap space either. So let's go take a look to see what else we can do. I think we can maybe trade Deron Payne and save a lot of money, but I don't know that for a fact. Let's see. Yeah, there's a $17 million out. So I think we're going to trade Deron Payne. Probably won't get much for him, but we're still going to trade him anyway and try to get like a 4th at least, or maybe a 5th. So I don't think Deron Payne would go for much in real life, obviously. So it's going to be getting a 4th rounder. There's a chance that no one would even trade for him. He just gets waived. So we're probably, you know, maybe getting a little bit more than we would get in real life if I were to guess, unless he just comes off a really good season, which is possible. But I think that ship has sailed. He had his best season on his contract year, which makes sense. So that saves us just a little bit of money. So we do need, again, we'll probably be drafting Jeremiah Smith, honestly. And then Kinlaw does technically step up at that D-tackle 2 spot, which we could rock with, but we will see. So let's go ahead and hit free agency and see if there's anything of interest to us with only $28 million to work with. It's not a lot. We have Andrews, Jameson Williams, which I do have some interest in Jameson Williams. Andrews I have some interest in as well, but do we have the money to afford both? And then Brian Robinson, we probably have to draft a new running back, honestly. So probably going to be all new weapons on the on the offense. And then D tackle, is there anything? There's like Tart. So we might have to just rock with Kinlaw there. Or we could move Kwity Paye inside, maybe. I don't know. Kayvon Thibodeau, another pass rusher that actually may not be a bad idea to take a flyer on. So let me give Thibodeau an offer from the Giants to see if we can put him, obviously, opposite of TJ Parker. So we are his #1 offer. And then can we get Jameson Williams here? I'd really like that as well because we do need another wide receiver. This would give, and then Andrews would be awesome, but I don't think we have the money for that. So Jameson Williams, we're not even going to be able to go in on. So let's go Andrews instead, who has a little bit of interest coming here. So we might be able to landmark Andrews, though, because we do need a new tight end. So Andrews, I mean, Cincinnati's going to contest this for him, so there's a chance we don't get him. So Thibodeau and Andrews would obviously be great, but he might be going to play for the other Harbog in LA. So Andrews still thinking about it. Thibodeau does sign with us, so that's nice. We're going to give Andrews as much as we can possibly give him because we need... whoops, can't give him that. Okay, let's say about that. Nope. About this. No, still can't give him. What about now? Okay. That should be good. No? What the? Okay, let me just go, I guess, to suggestion then. Nope, can't give it to him. I guess maybe I save a little bit of money somewhere to cut somebody because, I mean, I guess our offer may be good enough right now with us being #1. It actually goes down. Okay. Well, Andrews is really taking this down to the wire, isn't he? So let's go see if there's anybody we can restructure or cut to save a little bit of money. So we could cut Tunsil, but we're not going to do that. Cut Lattimore, we're not going to do that. We can restructure Cosme and save 10 mil. I think we have to at this point. But I do want to get Mark Andrews. I don't want to walk away empty-handed as far as getting Jaden Daniels more weapons. So let's try this again for Mark Andrews. So we're going to go a little bit higher. This would be all worth it if we're able to land him. Mark Andrews, what do you say? I'm going to offer right now. And he does choose us. So Mark Andrews is going to be commander. So Mark Andrews at the tight end spot helps out a ton, which is great. Yeah, I don't hate that. And then round 1, we're probably gonna be drafting Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams to be our other wide receiver, which that'll be fun. And then we need a running back in the draft too, in the worst way possible. So, and I might go see if we can sign a running back still as well because we have nobody there right now. We have one player and I don't know much about him. So let's get a depth guy at least if we can. So there's B-Rob who's gone. Rico Dowdle has no offers right now. So Rico Dowdle doesn't sound too bad. We get Rico Dowdle, and I will see you guys in the draft where we'll be drafting everything on offense, basically. We're jumping into the NFL draft, and we have the 3rd overall selection. So I'm hoping at least Ryan Williams or Jeremiah Smith falls to us, and we will get Ryan Williams. So Jeremiah Smith goes to the Raiders. So Ryan Williams seems okay as well, obviously, so we won't be upset with that. We could also take another pass rusher. Ooh, I don't hate that idea either. Man, do we want to take Colin Simmons and put him opposite of TJ Parker? That would really help our defense in the worst way possible. He looks pretty studly as well. With getting Mark Andrews, I think I'm going to draft Colin Simmons. I really do. Let's get Colin Simmons, man. Let's make our pass rush as best as it can be. #3 in true value, draft #3. So I loved the idea of drafting Ryan Williams, but we passed on it, which does suck. But man, Colin Simmons and TJ Parker, we needed that really badly. Okay. So this probably needs to be running back because we just signed Rico Dowdle and that's it. So we do have George here, but he looks... Okay, so we have TJ Moore to Clemson. And then we have Amarion Peterson out of USC. So we need a body back here in the worst way possible. So Caden Durham out of LSU. So he's got elite speed. Is that enough for me to say yes to this one? I think it is. So Caden Durham is going to be the pick in round 2. We need a running back. 22 true value, drafting 35, so really good value. 95 speed running back, which is what the Commanders need. Well, again, they might have that in Ja'Cory Merritt in real life, but in round 3, let's see. So I traded for a lower round 3 pick than I thought. So maybe the Saints had our pick originally, so that sucks. Okay, whatever. What can I do about it now? All right, so wide receiver, is there going to be a good option? We have Isaiah. I mean, can we mortgage maybe for a veteran wide receiver and trade for one right now? Because we've drafted wide receivers. This has not helped. We could have taken care of it by drafting Ryan Williams, obviously, but I decided against it. So let's pause the draft really quickly. And how much cap space do I have available that I can maybe trade for another wide receiver? Because we definitely need one. So wide receiver, we have $5 million. So we're going to go see if we can't find a wide receiver to trade for. I'm willing to trade my 3rd rounder and my 1st next year because I want to go all in on this next season. We got to freaking make the playoffs, man. Let's see if we can reunite Jaden Daniels with one of his best friends in real life. Brandon Ayuk, just kidding. They don't have enough money for that, so we can't do that, actually. The Giants with Malik Neighbors, but that one's a little unrealistic. Same thing with Brian Thomas, although obviously reuniting Jaden Daniels with one of his weapons would be great. We also have Garrett Wilson, who obviously went to Ohio State just like Terry McLaurin. So let's go ahead and see what they say. They say no to that, so they're not even down for that. So never mind. Maybe trade for wide receiver is not going to be an option. Because if we can't even get Garrett Wilson, who's usually easy to trade for, then we're probably not going to be able to get much of anybody. So we probably just have to... I'm going to go for Olave, and if they say no to this, then we probably have to just stick with what we have. So yeah, we don't have the compensation to trade for wide receivers. So, man, that makes things tough, but it is what it is. So our wide receivers continue to not be very good. So... Jackson Howard. I don't know if I want to squeeze a wide receiver in here, so we might just take another D tackle since we lost Ron Payne. Green looks pretty good, so yeah, 171 true value normal dev, just going to be a depth piece, but that is how our draft will end. So let's go take a look at the lineup going into year number 3. And we're probably going to have to put Jalen Lane in there, get him involved, and maybe even Dane or Kendrick Law, because we drafted him as well. Let's just get those fast guys in there and see if they can do anything for us. So we're an 86 overall with an 89 offense and an 84 defense. I mean, it's looked pretty good for the most part throughout this video, but it has not resulted in anything good, obviously. So we have Durham, who we're going to start right away. So at least we have a running back. And then Noah Brown, Wesco was also drafted for us, and then McCaffrey and Kendrick Law. So Jalen Lane isn't even in the depth chart, unfortunately. So our slot wide receiver is going to be Terry McLaurin. Let's give it to Wesco, I guess. And then offensively, this looks good. Defensively, we have, Colin Simmons opposite TJ Parker. I mean, like I said, our pass rush has been a problem, so I can't wait to kind of see how they do together now. But let's change both sides. So offensively, we're 91% scheme fit. I ran Minnesota's playbook last year, but we're going to go ahead and run Philly's playbook this time, because if we can't be successful with Philly's playbook, then this video, or we could do KC's as well, which we'll do KC's. And then for defensively, we're going to do Buffalo's, because again, if we can't be successful with these playbooks, then we are just screwed. I don't think this is going to be a successful video at all. So I will see you guys at the end of the season. Expectation is hopefully finally making the playoffs. We'll see if that ends up being the case. So we're 5-2 right now at the trade deadline. So we are in fact going to make a trade, and we're going to once again try for Ayuk, because that is Jaden Daniels' friend and they went to college together. So they hopefully will have money to send him away this time, and they do. They have the ability to send him. Okay, so we're going to send this 20th overall selection that we have. We have basically no picks in the 2027 draft, which isn't actually true. I had to keep back. It's hard to explain, but in order to get my other picks correct, I had to trade these picks away. It's really complicated, but Madden, please just put in a trade override. It would make things so much easier. Regardless, 20th overall pick for Ayuk. They don't agree with that. Okay, I'm willing to trade my second next year too. We get Ayuk opposite of Terry. That's close. What if I trade my 5th and 6th? So this is quite a bit, but you can't deny. Oh man. So this would be another Niners wide. Do we go 3rd next year too, or is this way too much? This is as much as I would offer, and this is okay. So Ayuk is not going to be possible. Let's try for something else. So maybe we can go Brian Thomas or Neighbors, even though again I mean, we could try for Garrett Wilson again. We did try to trade for him, it didn't work. Let's say 20th and 2nd for Garrett Wilson. Not quite. So we're kind of getting close to maybe make something happen. Maybe go T. Higgins off the Bengals, I guess. Debo, we're not going to trade for him again. Puka Nacua, no. Zay Flowers. Olave, I'm going to try this again. We tried this earlier. No, man, I'm quite surprised by how no one wants to trade wide receivers away. So Evan Stewart, Nico. I mean, the Texans aren't giving away Nico Collins. We don't have enough money for it anyway. Ryan Williams, so we could have drafted. He's a superstar dev right away, so that's a little disappointing. DJ Moore, Luther Burden. Okay, I will try for T. Higgins, I guess. Round 1 for T. Higgins. Okay, that should be something we get to go through. So round 1 and 3 for T. Higgins. And we need another wide receiver really badly. So we get T. Higgins. So after all that, T. Higgins, 5-2 on the season right now, which is why we wanted another wide receiver here to go all in on making the playoffs this year and being a contender. So I'm just glad that things are finally going well. What do you know? We use Philadelphia's playbook and everything gets better. That's just how it works around here. Okay. And then TJ Parker, superstar dev, and I assume Simmons will be as well when it's all set. Oh, I forgot to move Thibodeau down. I got freaking Thibodeau starting at linebacker. which is not what I want in this scheme. So that's my fault. So Kayvon Thibodeau is going to move down. That's my fault. I forgot to move that, even though we're actually doing good even with him playing there, but not really where he's supposed to be playing. So that's my fault. So someone's probably yelling at me for that, but I moved it. I fixed it. So I apologize. Okay. So I will see you guys at the end of the season now. 5-2 right now. So let's hope to keep it up. Got to cut one guy, which I'll do as well. So at the end of the season, we didn't lose, or we lost one more game. We were 5-2 at the trade deadline. We finished up at 14-3 and secure the bye. And the Philadelphia Eagles don't even make the playoffs. We don't even have to deal with them. So that's fantastic. So this bracket looks like, and Detroit didn't make it either. Dallas didn't make it. Man, this could be a nice little path to the bowl, but we'll have to see. So let's take a look at the stats. So as soon as you change to Philadelphia's playbook, everything just goes so much better, which is great, which is what we wanted. Defensively, we're 17th in the NFL as well. So Jaden Daniels with 44-7. Philadelphia's playbook is it every single time. 5 touchdowns, 900 yards from Caden Durham. And then still not a 1,000-yard wide receiver, but Terry McLaurin at least had 15 touchdowns this time. Ark Andrews with 11. T. Higgins came over with 6, 900 yards. And then Durham with 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Wesco with 4 touchdowns as well. Sacks-wise, we had 11 from TJ Parker, 7 from Thibodeau, 5.5 from Newton, 4 from Javon Kinlaw. So Simmons actually didn't, well, he had 2.5. It wasn't much of an impact, but still, he definitely has his presence felt, if I had to guess. What is his dev trait right away? I'm curious. So it is going to be, let's see, it is still hidden dev. Okay, interesting. So still hidden dev at this point. Let's go ahead and see if we get to play in the divisional round. And that will be very interesting to kind of see who ends up being. So, in a divisional weekend, we don't have to deal with Philadelphia. We don't have to deal with Dallas. We don't have to deal with Detroit. We get to play the Buccaneers, which the Commanders were able to beat the Bucs in the playoffs in real life. So, we'll see if we can't do that again, this time at home in Washington. The divisional weekend against the Buccaneers, as Baker Mayfield versus Jaden Daniels get to square off in the playoffs for a second time. And we get a stop on defense to start things off. And they'll go up 7-0. We will go down and respond, though. It's 7-7. Can we score on this drive as well? We get a field goal. So we have the 3-point lead right now. And nothing so far out of in the second half. Okay, so it's a 3-point game with 5 minutes left. Can we go put the game away right here? No, they might take the lead here, actually. So let's see if we can't stop them. We're at the 10, and they need a field goal to tie it. 1st and 10. They obviously have the ability to just score and walk it off on us, but we could have put the game away. Unfortunately, we just didn't. So let's see what they're going to do. They're going to throw this ball. They're going to go screenplay, and they're going to get tackled in bounds. They're going to call their second timeout. We have all 3 timeouts. That's the good thing about this. So as long as we can, it would be great if we can get an interception, but they're probably going to run the ball if I had to guess. So no, they're not going to run it. He's going to go underneath. And we're going to hit stick them, and they're going to have to... Well, this will be interesting to see what they do. So, I'm not going to bring pressure. I'm going to continue to just play coverage, play cover 2. And we are going to just try to get another stop. Are they going to run the ball? Oh, wow. No, they actually did run it. That is very interesting to me. So, they're probably comfortable just taking this into overtime, I guess. Are they even going to have enough time to kick it? Let's see if the clock just runs out on them. That'd be awesome. No, they're going to have enough time to get it off. I guess I can ice them, which is kind of stupid. I mean, it's from the 2. I don't think that's going to do much, but it's worth a shot. So let's see if we can't get the icing going on McLaughlin from the 2-yard line, which is just so stupid. But hey, you never know. No, he nails it. Okay, so we're going to overtime. 3 seconds left. I mean, I doubt we can score in 3 seconds, but, you know, we can try. Let's see if we can't get them to... make a mistake here. They're going to kick this out of bounds. I'm going to let this go out of bounds because I want to throw one up to Jaden, or with Jaden, I should say. So we're going to throw up a Hail Mary, and we're going to see if they let us get a PI called or if we can't just burn them over the top somehow. So here goes nothing. If Noah Brown was fast, this actually might have a chance, but he's not fast. He Oh my gosh. Okay. What if that would have tipped in the air, like just high enough to where Terry could have caught it off the tip? That would have been crazy. So we're going to overtime against the Buccaneers in divisional. So Bobby Wagner, Jaden Daniels going to the middle to call the coin toss. Tails never fails. What do the Bucs pick? They pick. They've won the toss, and they're going to receive, aren't they? They're going to receive. Okay, so let's see if our defense can't get a stop to start things off. We'll see how this goes. So I'm not going to play defense this time, and hopefully our offense can go score. So defense, go get a stop, and our offense has the ball. Go put it away. And we do just that. So we beat them 13-10 with a walk-off field goal, and now we're heading to the NFC Championship game. And now we get to go play the Minnesota Vikings, JJ McCarthy versus Jaden Daniels. Same draft class. Obviously, JJ McCarthy went way late. Well, not way later, but he went later, and McCarthy didn't even play his rookie season. So we are going to go up 3-0. They'll respond with a touchdown, 7-3. We get a nice stop at midfield. Nothing to show for it, though. We go down and take the lead. Good field position again. We will finally score off good field position. Decent field position again. We're up 17-7. The Vikings will score 14-17. So all we got to do is hang on to the football. And they do get the ball back, but was not enough time for them to go tie it. So a 17-14 victory in the NFC Championship. So only 2 field goal wins. I guess by 3, rather. But regardless, it gets us to the Super Bowl. And that's what matters. So let's go see who's in front of us in the Super Bowl. We find ourselves in the Super Bowl, and we're playing the team that I forgot I was running their playbook all along. So this whole time I've been saying we've been running Philadelphia's playbook, but we actually been running Kansas City's. So I forgot about that. So we get to play the team whose playbook we're running in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs, and Mahomes versus Jaden Daniels. So they will get stopped in their first drive, and we'll go up 7-0. So far, so good. But they will tie it 7-7. And then they'll take the lead. So we get a field, or we tie it. Okay, so we have the ball after half. And we get a safety. Okay, interesting. A safety somehow. I'll take it. 19-10 right now. But the Chiefs will score and make it a 2-point game. So 5 minutes left. Can we go score to put this game away? No, they're going to take the lead. Oh, boy. Okay, so let's keep trusting in the simulation, and we get the ball back with 1:52 left. Okay, so we're at a 38, the 38-yard line. Are we there? 38? Oh no, we're at our own. Okay, so we're gonna start with a screenplay to Durham, and let's see if we can't just get ourselves in field goal range. That's obviously gonna be the goal. And bro, you did not just drop that. You know how much open grass was in front of him right there? Oh my gosh, that would have been a big gain too, I think. That is unfortunate. So that sucks really badly. I'm going to get sacked now, 3rd and 10. Thankfully, we didn't lose yards, but dude, come on. That screenplay was about to go. I gotta just move off of it. Move off of it. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Terry McLaurin, he gets stuck. It's a PI, though. I'm about to say, he had a chance at that. He was going to be open. I think they're going to call pass interference. Kind of a bailout, honestly, because I've seen that not called before, where the guy just gets stuck. But we needed that. So he was going to get open, though, if he didn't get stuck. So thankfully, they gave us that call. Okay. So we get a pass interference reset of the chains. Let's start to use our offensive line a little bit here. So only 31 yards today on the ground. But we're going to keep running Durham. We got 6 yards in that first run. And we got Mark Andrews going in motion. Let's do, again, a nice run. And we'll get inside field goal range. So Chiefs are going to start burning those timeouts. So this offensive line is blocking their asses off, which is what we need right now. Let's just continue to pound this down the middle. And let's keep moving this rock. And we're not going to get much on this one. Chiefs call their second timeout, 2nd and 11. I want them to waste all those timeouts. So we're going to go ahead and do another run play here. Do we like something different? I'm going to go inside zone instead. Okay. Let's see if inside zone. Give me a... Okay. All right. They're going to call the last timeout, 3rd and 7. All right. So we just need a first down. We can control the clock. That's all we need. First down, we control the clock, and we could be in a good spot. Now, if this is incomplete, this is dangerous. But I'm willing to take that chance. Hopefully I can use Jaden Daniels' legs. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, that is not what I meant to do at all. Why didn't it click? 4th and 7. This might be psychotic, but dude, I was so trying to throw that to our running back, and it just didn't go at all. I'm going to go for it, though. This is crazy and insanity, but there's a reason I'm doing it. Durham is thankfully left open for a first down, and he will catch it. Okay, so that was really dangerous, but dude, I was so mad that we could not get that pass off to Durham earlier. That was going to be going for a lot. Okay, let's throw this one away. So let's just run the ball 2 times, and let's just burn this clock. That's what we need to do right now. Tight end corner. Let's just go inside zone this, and we'll just kick our field goal to hopefully walk this off. All right, give me some blocks here. Nice blocking. We'll be almost inside the 10. All right, this is where we end it here. So let's call our last time out here in just a second, and we'll kick off a walk-off field goal. So let's go walk-off field goal fashion to win the Super Bowl. 4 seconds, 3, 2. I always imagine what it would be like if you just forgot to call the timeout. I think I've done that before. I didn't call the timeout on accident. But all right, let's just kick this field goal. I don't even know who our kicker is right now, but just knock it down. And it is going to be a walk-off Super Bowl victory. That safety was huge, man. Our defense, if they don't get that safety, it's just a tied game instead. We're going to overtime. But I think I would have been more aggressive at the end zone if that was the case. But anyway, that's what matters is we bring home the Lombardi. First 2 seasons, just like the Falcons video, where it was super rough. Like, both seasons were horrible. And then we finally put it all together in the 3rd season. But hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.